We're 2 hours away from finding out who will be the future of the Cleveland Browns. Good evening, I'm Lee Jordan.
I'm Leon Bibb. It's NFL Draft Day, and News Channel 5 has you covered. Andy Baskin is live at the Browns training complex in BEREA. Mike Cairns is covering the draft in New York City, and John Kosick is talking to fans gathering at Brown Stadium.
So let's kick it over to Andy. Andy, this may be one of the most important days ever for the Browns.
I would say so, at least since 1999. There's no question about it. A big day for the Cleveland Browns. Now, the draft starts tonight at 8 o'clock. We are at the Browns complex here in BEREA, but everything becomes official in New York tonight, New York City, and that's where Mike Cairns is, and the Browns are ready to roll with one of the top picks in the draft. Mike, what do you got in the Big Apple?
Well, Andy, as you mentioned, the Browns have a league-high 13 draft picks. Will they keep all 13? That's yet to be seen, but let me take you inside where everything is going to be happening. Tom Livingston, our photographer, shot this just a few minutes ago. Radio City Music Hall is set up and ready to rock. You can see this is where the Browns are from stage back. You are sitting right at the heart of the Browns table in New York City. As who will walk across that stage? That is really the big question tonight. Will it be Maurice Claiborne? Will it be Trent Richardson? I had a chance to catch up with Mo Claiborne and ask him about his feelings about possibly becoming a Cleveland Brown.
I don't stop watching ESPN. I spend most of my time watching the Disney Channel. I just don't want to know what's going to happen, what's the talk, because one day it'll be this, and then you get your hopes up, and then the next day it'll be this, you be like, oh my God. So I was trying to pay attention to it, and just like you said, whatever happens, happens.
And that really happens to be the motto of the 2012 NFL Draft, especially if you're a Browns fan. Whatever happens, happens. There's a lot of scenarios that have been spinning around here in New York City all day long. Coming up in sports at 6 o'clock, I'll have an idea of just what the Browns may do and give you some of the rumors that have been going on since the time I got up this morning, because they have been spun hour by hour. Reporting live from New York City, Mike Cairns, News Channel 5.
Thank you very much, Mike. And it is almost like a game day here in Northeast Ohio. Folks wearing their Browns jerseys around town, hats, T-shirts, and a lot of them are gathering tonight over at Browns Stadium to watch the draft together. That is where John Kosick is. John, what is the consensus among Browns fans over at the stadium?
You know, Andy, it depends upon who you ask. You know, most Brown fans fancy themselves as GMs in training. They see this number 4 pick, though, as a 2-inch putt. It's a tap-in. Don't blow it. For some, that means taking Alabama's Mr. Richardson.
Holmgren, when he was a coach, he signed a rookie running back from Alabama, took him to the Super Bowl. So he's willing to take another chance like this. I think he's a workhorse, and I think he's going to do good for the Browns.
Yeah, you either take Richardson, the running back, or you take Claiborne, the defensive back, or you take Blackman, the wide receiver, and I don't think the fans ought to be unhappy with any of the three of them.
Seriously, trade down again?
No, I'm telling you right now, like, we need picks. We need lots of picks. Get as many picks as you can. We need as much talent as we possibly can get. That's my opinion.
We went from 5 to 17 to 19 to 21 3 years ago. I mean, where's it gotten us?
I agree, but in the same time, you got to give these guys time. You got to give them players. You got to give them picks. That's my opinion on it.
Back in 2009, we had the number 5 pick, traded it to the Jets for number 17, traded that one for number 19, traded that one for 21. If that happened tonight, I think these folks would go ballistic. Now, this event here at Brown Stadium used to be closed to open to only season ticket holders, but it is open to the general public right now. There is no charge, and all are welcome, so come on down. Reporting live at Brown Stadium, John Kosick, News Channel 5. Andy?
All right, thank you very much, John. It's going to be a big night for the Browns and Browns fans. Let's see how things play out. Maybe Trent Richardson, maybe not. Many of the experts think he is the man, but the trades and wheeling and dealing, it's all going to come to a close here when the bell rings at 8 o'clock and they start the NFL draft. We'll be here for all of it, Lee and Leon, in New York City and over at the stadium as well. And I'll see you guys back a little bit later in sports.
All right, Andy. That's a lot of numbers to keep track of there.
Isn't that the truth? As we say, here we go, Brownies, here we go.
Stay with News Channel 5 and NewsNet5.com for complete Browns draft coverage from both New York and BEREA. After the Browns' first pick tonight, head to NewsNet5.com on your computer for a live webcast from BEREA with Andy Baskin and Andre Knott.